What's up, guys?
Gradual capacity managed opening.
So I'm gonna go ahead and play this audio for you, so you guys can hear what's going on. I tried to get the audio as well as the visual for you, but I couldn't figure it out. There we go. But it wasn't working on my computer, so I'm just gonna go ahead and play it for you guys here.
In place actually works. So when I ask for June 1, we're not going to open to the public on June the 1st. We will open on June the 1st and June the 2nd and just have some of our own team members come in and allow us to vet everything that we're doing to make sure that it works and to get whatever learnings we can in a controlled environment. Then on the 3rd and the 4th, we would be doing some invited guests, some annual pass holders and others, again, to be able to stress the system and make sure that it works. And then we would hope to be opening to the public on June the 5th.
So Universal Studios just announced that they are going to possibly open on June the 5th for the public in Florida. So that's pretty big news, considering that's in a couple weeks. That's not too far. Let me just say something real quick.
And I neglected to delete that on the copy that I sent earlier. I have now sent you the correct copy.
But I'm going to go ahead and put the audio back up for you guys to hear it.
Be in the public domain. They're not.
Let me know if it sounds all right.
It's a default function of how we prepare what we prepare. So I apologize for that in advance. But you do now have the correct deck. John, if you could put the deck up.
Look, if the deck is on my screen on your share, I think you have to allow the sharing.
I think it's hilarious how these officials in Florida, or just in general, are struggling with technology nowadays, and they can't figure out how to unmute mics and how to share screens. I think if you're going to be doing Zoom meetings, especially if it's going to be streamed, that is something that you should definitely learn before you actually do it, because once you're there and you don't know how to do it, you look like an idiot. And I'm sorry to say that, but I'm just being perfectly honest. Especially with the technology nowadays, like, you have to be on point, or else, like, you're gonna look like an idiot not knowing how to do this. Like, even though, like, I'm still learning a lot of this stuff, I make sure the stuff that I'm gonna do with technology first is going to be legit before I even try to do anything. Like, I just think it's really dumb for anybody. Like, literally, they're like teaching him how to do it during the live stream. Like, what is going on? And Chris is flaming old people. I'm not flaming old people. I just can't believe that nobody would take the time to actually, like, talk to people about it. But I'm going to put the volume back up for you guys.
Our entire operation and mapped out what we call the guest journey. So every single point of contact with us with respect to a guest, from the time before they arrive, when they think about coming, and any pre-arrival communications that would happen.
I wish I could put this up on the screen, but I wasn't able to set it up.
Social media, via a ticket purchase, etc., all the way through the process, and try to identify
Does it sound okay?
every single touch point that we would have with a guest so that we can keep them safe. And what we've coined for ourselves internally are what we're calling the 3 S's, which is screening, sanitation, and spacing standards. And then also, as much as possible, we want to create touchless experiences wherever we can. So with respect to guests, we're going to communicate with them throughout this process, and I'll get into some of those details in a couple of pages. So on pre-arrival communication, on our website, on any communication that we have with anyone who's be thinking about coming here, we're going to make it very clear what we intend to do with respect to trying to keep them safe, and also what our expectations of our guests are, and I'll get into those in a moment. But we are expecting them to understand that some things are going to be different, and there are going to be procedures in place that we're going to ask them to cooperate with as we go through the journey of them being here with us. We're also going to have signage throughout the resort that will start from the moment you arrive.
There will be, from what I understand, there will be an announcement from Disney World, and there will be an announcement for Seaworld, but this is all Florida stuff, so sadly nothing for Disneyland here in Anaheim.
And it will be reinforced because we will have our employees, what we call ambassadors, scattered throughout our resort to be able to help people understand what procedures are in place, how they can take advantage of them, answer any questions, and those people will be everywhere. They will be extremely visible. And then we have a mobile app that we cover the resort with, and all of the messaging that will be out there both on the website and when you arrive will also be available in terms of the mobile app. So if we can go to the next page, John. We've done the exact same thing with respect to what we call our team member journey. From the time when we schedule folks and they're coming in, we have them doing self-temperature checks every day. We have staggered our parking lot so that no two cars are parked next to each other, so we can create social distance from the moment people arrive. We've done the same thing in our guest parking lots as well.
Crooked.
We are doing temperature checks for all of our team members every day, and we will be doing temperature checks for all of our guests on arrival every day, as we're currently doing with respect to our City Walk opening.
Yeah, Carlos, this is
We
for Florida.
created a tremendous amount of new guest procedures and SOPs for our team members, and we will begin the process of that training this weekend so that we can train people and get ready to go. We've identified all the guest interaction points that we have, and we are scripting those so we make sure the guests get the right information as much as they possibly can, and that our team members are provided all the information they need to make sure that they can answer all the guest questions. We're using mobile food ordering back of house as well as front of house so that folks can have contactless purchases in terms of getting their food. We're staggering breaks. We have social distanced all our break rooms, and we're making sure that we've got social distancing throughout our back of house as well as our front of house.
I don't know how that's
increased
possible.
our wardrobe procedures to make sure that people can feel confident that the wardrobe they have is their wardrobe. There's not sharing of wardrobes. We're allowing folks to take them home, etc. And we're encouraging our folks when they're not working with us to try to follow the same kinds of procedures and guidelines with respect to social distancing and crowds and everything else that are all the safe procedures out there so that they don't increase their risk of becoming exposed to the virus, whether they're here or whether they're at home. So this is trying to summarize all of our preventative measures on one page. There is a lot here, and I can tell
Once again, sorry I can't show you guys the screen. I was trying to set it up in my Streamlabs where I can share the screen as well as have a webcam, and I got that part down, but I couldn't figure out how to get the audio source. So I just went ahead and just went live like this, but hopefully I'll work on it and I can get that set up so whenever there's something like this happening again, I can do it for you guys. Let me see.
We are going to require not only all of our team members to be in masks, but we're going to require that guests be in masks as well.
There we go.
If
Universal.
a guest arrives without a mask, we will provide a free disposable mask for them.
Oh.
If they did not bring their own.
All right, there you go, guys. So Universal will be requiring guests in Florida to enter with a mask, but if they do not have a mask, they will provide one to them. So they are making it a requirement for you guys to enter the park if you're going to Universal in Florida that you do need a mask.
Or the guest perspective. With respect to our attractions and all of our entertainment offerings, as I said, we're going to manage capacity and we're going to ramp up very slowly in terms of how many people we allow in each day to each park. But we are also going to manage that capacity across each and every venue that we have. We have taken our industrial engineering team and they have helped laid out how we can do social distancing in queue lines, in restaurants, in merchandise stores. And based upon that, we've been able to readjust our capacity ride by ride, food outlet by food outlet, so that we understand what we will be able to do. And that has bubbled up to what we believe is a safe attendance maximum that we will manage effectively, just as we manage now. I mean, I think folks know we get pretty busy around Halloween Horror Nights.
They did say when the park was going to be open, guys. June 5th for the public.
Busy during the holidays, and we are able to manage capacity across the resort.
Also, guys, please do me the favor, share this on Instagram as well as Facebook. Put the link. Just go ahead and tell people, hey, we're listening to this live and we're going to talk about it, so more people can come over here and get, educated about what the hell's going on in Florida.
Play areas, because we can't find a way to adequately social distance play areas where children will be, and we don't want them to be in a situation where they could potentially get exposed. We're going to eliminate most water and mist elements. On some of our rides, we do mist people at certain points. It's part of the expectation. We're going to reduce or eliminate those so that we don't create a situation where there could be some way of increasing the capacity of the virus to transmit.
The splash effect.
We have implemented virtual line. We have For example, in our water park, all of our lines are virtual lines. You stand in the line, but you don't stand in the line. We have taken that technology and we are using it and will use it for a number of our attractions in both of our dry parks. Therefore, you will be able to stand in a virtual line, which will enable us to create an even better environment with respect to social distance.
So they're going to be setting up virtual queues for the rides, which is fantastic, but we don't know exactly how that's going to work, considering that you technically still have to wait in the line to get into the actual attraction.
Well, that's not what we're trying to accomplish now. So we will make sure within our rides, we will be spacing people in terms of rows. We'll be keeping parties together, but we will not be commingling parties at any point in time.
So
and therefore, we're not going to have any single rider lines.
No more single riders for Universal Studios in Florida.
Haven't arrived. We're eliminating post-show meet and greets when we have our live shows.
Damn.
Usually, our performers come down and they meet and mingle with folks, and we don't think that that's appropriate right now. We'll keep them on stage. We'll allow people to take pictures, but we will not have them come down and mingle with guests in order to be able to keep them socially distanced.
When Disney announces that, that's going to be a huge bummer, especially for kids.
Restaurants, all of our menus have been converted to single use. We will no longer hand out menus and collect them. All of our menus will be paper, and when the guest is done with them, we will be disposing of them.
Hopefully they recycle.
As I said earlier, we have mobile food ordering set up for all of our venues, so that will allow people to be touchless in terms of how they order if they would like to do that. We also have the ability to do contactless payments, either things such as Apple Pay or Google Pay.
That's easy.
Our app,
so for a couple questions that came through, single rider is being eliminated completely at Universal in Florida. Water parks that haven't announced anything right now. The only thing they're talking about for this particular segment is Universal Studios Florida. So they haven't talked about any other theme parks, but Florida theme parks are set to provide their opening date and stuff. So Disney World's supposed to come up, and I think SeaWorld's supposed to come up too. So I'm pretty sure they're going to hit on all the parks.
As I said, team members they're going to self-temperature check at home. They're going to be asked questions when they arrive each day with respect to making sure they haven't been exposed, etc.
I have a doubt about that because, like, if people are sick and they don't know it, how are they supposed to know? Like, temperatures aren't going to really do much, especially if you're the asymptomatic type of person.
Information, help people understand, here's where you can go to wash your hands. Here's where you can go to get hand sanitizer. We will have hand sanitizer available at the entrance and the exit of every attraction, every food venue, and every merch venue. We will have all of our team members that are in guest contact areas be washing their hands at least every 30 minutes. We will increase the frequency of breaks of our team members so that they can wash their hands. And also, if they can get to a place where we can safely social distance them, they can take their masks off for a moment and then put them back on when they go back out onto a guest facing. John, if you could flip to page 5.
Also, guys, if you haven't, make sure to give it a huge thumbs up to this video. Really appreciate it.
We want people to know before you go exactly what we're going to expect, exactly what we're going to provide from the point of view of our team members, but also what we're going to expect of guests. So these are examples of the signs that you will see on our website.
I don't know, Amanda. Maybe. I don't know if it's going to be worth the risk.
You'll see them throughout our entrances and throughout the parks to tell people exactly what we expect with respect to temperature checking, face covering, washing of hands, social distancing.
So the signs that they have up right now, it's basically kind of what they have at Disney Springs right now. They wear a mask, wash your hands, 6 feet away, stuff like that.
Again, reminding people with respect to practicing safe health practices. And on the right-hand side, there's floor demarcations. We have installed these at every one of our venues that are setting up the proper social distancing for our guests. We're not going to leave it to them to have to figure that out. And in most cases, we are abiding by 6 foot, but in many cases, we have made it even longer so that we can effectively manage queues and when you have turnarounds, et cetera, which I'll show you that in 2 pages. So these will be throughout the park. These are already throughout the park. We have installed them everywhere. We have them in
so signage for Universal Florida has already been set up.
And they are permeated throughout the park in all guest areas. These are an example of communication handouts that we will be handing out to any and all guests with respect, again, to remind them of...
Also, if you guys want to watch it, this stream is on orangecountyfl.net. I'll put the link in the chat. I don't know if it'll work, though.
folks.
Yeah, there we go.
How
So if you
we
guys
keep
want to
them
watch it
safe,
with me
but
or
also
listen
what
to it
we're
with me, you guys
expecting of
can.
them in order to help themselves keep themselves safe. And then the last page, this is
Oh, this is
an
really cool.
example of an attraction queue entry. This is the social distancing plan. This is what not only what we're using, but these will
Let me
be
show you guys.
posted in attractions to help people understand how we're social distancing in queues and how we've set it up and help to explain everything that's on the floor so it'll be easy for them to follow. So with that, I'd be happy to entertain any questions.
Oh, well, they took it away. Well, at least we know how the queue is going to be for the lines.
Task force.
Let me put this back, straighten it up. No,
Okay,
of course,
I'm
you're very
not
welcome.
hearing any,
I would, like I had said prior, I was going to try and get the window
presentation and, would also
for
like to
what
call
they're
on
showing, but
John Weiss
it wasn't able to. I wasn't able to
Development Services Department.
mesh it all together, and I wasn't going to pull one of these things where they don't even know how to work their equipment.
That was conducted at Universal Orlando this morning. Thank you, John. You're recognized.
Hi, good afternoon, everyone, and thank you, Chair, for the opportunity to be here.
Here's another Universal.
Obviously, with the region's major tourism attractions being closed, all of them were asked to put together a plan to effectuate their reopening. So pursuant to Governor DeSantis' executive order, and I think it was 20-123, that plan should include the proposed date for the resumption of their operations and guidelines to ensure both guest and staff safety. So Mayor Demings, following that, had asked
So Universal Parks and Resorts apparently had a field inspection today. Today's the 21st, right? Yeah, they had an inspection today to see if everything that they have for like guidelines is something that they can use to have them open. So I'm assuming that's why they're able to open on June 5th.
Copies of these reopening plans and those operating policies and procedures and manuals. Staff had performed the inspection for the Universal Parks and Resort for Orlando actually earlier this morning on May 21st, 2020. The four of us that were out there from the county team included Dr. Raul Pino, a health officer with the Department of Health, Dr. Christian Zuber, Orange County Emergency Medical Services Medical Director, myself as the Director of Orange County Planning and Environmental Development Services, and Shane Gerwig, the Orange County Building Official. And basically our task and challenge was to review Universal's readiness to implement the plan as it was just presented to all of you. I don't need to go into the details here. I think Mr. Sproul did a great job stepping through not just the slides.
So real quick, since they have already kind of announced what the details are for reopening Universal Studios in Florida, if you guys have any questions about, something that you might have missed or maybe something I talked over, which I tried really hard not to, maybe I can answer it here on the stream.
For the public facing, party arrival and point of sale, but also including the back of house operations, guest servers and food preparation and other types of things.
I wonder how many of these guys are not wearing pants, but all you see is their suit and their blazer.
Queue management, as Mr. Sproles had mentioned. So, in summary, the Orange County team had no significant concerns regarding Universal's readiness or ability to implement and that they've prepared. And with that, Orange County staff, I believe Shane Gerwig's also on the call. If there's any questions of the Orange County team, we're happy to take those.
Okay. Thank you, Mr. Weiss. Appreciate those comments. Any questions for county staff?
Yes, we have one question for John McWinnels from Barbara.
Yes, I am wearing pants. I'm wearing shorts. I just saw that comment.
Thank you. Actually, my question is it can wait until after the vote.
Well, their stream just went down.
It has no implications for the vote. I'm just curious to get some insight from him since they've been the first entity to use the temperature checking. I can wait until after the vote.
Sure. Thank you, Dr. Jenkins. We'll come back to you.
Yeah, June 5th for Disney, or not
members?
Disney World, sorry, Universal Studios Florida opening. Yeah, this is about Orlando
So we'll move,
Universal.
to a motion.
They
So
said that they were going to have Disney World as well as Seaworld do their presentation today too. So I'm hoping Disney World doesn't.
Appreciate that.
Is it lagging for anybody?
believe you were.
Were there any members who abstained, recused themselves from the voting? I didn't know if I heard that announced at all.
Yeah, I think that's what we were getting to. Lucas, you want to handle that?
Yes, sir. So before a full vote, we have a first and a second on the motion. We have no discussion. And so for those who need to recuse themselves from this vote, would you please unmute your audio and indicate so we can announce?
So now they're going to go ahead and vote to see if opening on June 5th is going to be something that they're going to allow.
Excuse myself from the vote.
Chris Earl?
Mr. Chair, this is Thomas Masson from Walt Disney World Resort. I abstain and recuse myself from the vote. Thank you.
Mr. Chair, this is Dan Ward with Curling Pin. I abstain.
So the person who is in charge of Disney World just announced that he's not going to participate in the vote. So,
Hi, this is Brad Gilmore, and I would like to abstain the vote.
this is really awkward. Nobody's talking.
Okay, Lucas, it looks like we have our abstentions.
Yes, sir.
Would, do you have the roll in front of you to be able to call the roll call vote?
I do not.
Oh my
This
God.
requires a roll call vote.
They're so unprepared.
The recusal of specific people.
Christ. How are you unprepared for something like this? This is like one of the biggest things for Florida right now, and they're so unprepared.
For anybody that votes in opposition to add that to our record.
Okay, we can do that. So if you all would
If we
please
have
unmute.
Tim, I'm sorry. If we have
Yeah,
the
go ahead.
county attorney, I just want to make sure that we have the legal way in here. The county attorney's on the line.
Georgiana?
Yes, I'm here.
Are we okay to proceed?
Okay, I'm gonna turn it down for them right now, just because they're trying to figure out how they're gonna even do this vote if they don't even have the proper role and information about who is
Thank you very much.
excluding themselves from the vote and stuff. I know a lot of you guys only care about Disney, and I really personally care about Disney as well, but I just gotta wait to see if anything's gonna happen.
Okay, yep.
As far as announcements, I'm really hoping that they will announce something because I mean they have the person there for Disney World, but I mean it's really up to Disney World.
Please say aye.
Okay, let's see.
Aye.
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 Okay, thank you very much.
What the
Now,
what?
we'll turn any opposed, please unmute and say the like sign.
The way they did that was stupid. It's like everybody who votes aye, which they can't even tell who voted aye, go ahead and unmute and say aye. So basically everybody went aye because you can't even tell who's actually saying aye.
Thank you, Tim. John, I just wanted to ask for
The vote was to
We're probably going to need to consider
for the proposal for Universal to open on June 5th. So they voted yes.
Tell us any lessons learned or anything that you immediately can share regarding those temperature check stations and what you experienced at City Walk. I'm just curious if you're comfortable sharing
June 5th
anything.
to the public, June 1st and 2nd to cast members only. So they can test.
Dr. Jenkins, this is John Sproles. I can tell you it's obviously only been a week. We have had well over 30,000 interactions. It has gone extremely smoothly. The technology works great. We have only had a handful of people who have registered as over the 100.4 CDC regulation. And we have our health services people there, and they have taken them aside. And I believe in all but one case, when we gave them 20 minutes to sit in a cool area and took their temperature again, it was fine. And in the one other case, our health services people, I don't know what happened because of HIPAA regulations, but our health services people helped that individual figure out what they were going to do. They didn't enter at that point in time. They may have come back later after they went to an urgent care or something else. But it has gone very smoothly. And I would say that our guests have been very supportive of the process. We're not hearing a lot of complaints about that or the masks. I think they're very happy to be able to get out, and they're very happy that
I think there's going to be a lot more complaints about the mask than they expect.
Screenings in place are making them feel safe.
That's helpful, John. Thank you for sharing. We tried a little pilot with 200. That certainly doesn't give us the same insight that you have with 1,000. So I appreciate it.
Oh, you're very welcome.
Dr. Jenkins, if I'm allowed to comment.
Yes, please, Dr. Pino.
So I was thinking about the school this morning. We had a conversation with UCF and some investors and other partners, and they have these thermometers that pull the data, send the data to the cloud, and you will receive an alert prior to the child coming to the school that there is an elevated temperature, and it tells what to do. So if we can have a private conversation offline, there is something that we thought could be useful for the schools.
That'd be great. Fascinating. Thank you.
That's a fantastic idea for schools, but how would you do that for people who are going to attend a theme park? I don't understand that.
Sorry, Chuck has a question.
Yeah, hey, Tom. I've got a question, follow up on Dr. Jenkins' question. Are you doing the thermometer checks, temperature checks with the handheld thermometer, or are you doing it with the walk-up device that you stand in front of that gives you a green light and you continue onward?
We are using the handheld thermometers right now.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you. Okay. Thank you, Mr.
They have not
Shaw,
announced
for the
anything for
presentation.
SeaWorld.
And at this time, we're going to move on, and I'll pass the agenda and the gavel over to George Agel.
Thank you, Tim, and also my thanks to John Sproles, John McReynolds, Rich Costales. Appreciate that presentation. We now move on to, as you heard earlier from Mayor Demings, the Bringing Back Tourism Working Group that has met several times this week to review the pre-opening plans for our smaller attractions. So now we'll be hearing from our co-chairs, Jesse Partida and Dr. Yushed Wan, on the proposals. Thank you, and you're both recognized.
What?
Thank you, George.
Okay.
I will make a quick update on
Well,
top of the.
We'll go ahead and we'll lower this down until they actually talk about like the theme parks, and I think right now they're talking about just tourism in general, which not a lot of people are I guess too interested in. I think more people would be interested in like the theme parks and stuff. So what do we know about the proposal that was provided about Universal Studios? We know that they're going to be requiring guests to wear masks in order to enter the park. If they do not have a mask, they will be provided one at the entrance. They were also stating about possibly doing temperature checks. They will be implementing temperature checks on any of the employees that work there. So they actually have to do a temperature check prior to, I guess, coming to their shift. And then also they're going to be reducing their capacity to something between 25 to 30%, which is, oh, actually just sent me an email that has the details for the proposal. Thank you, Murphy. Okay, perfect. Temperature checks will be done upon entering for both cast members and all public using handheld thermometers. Everyone must wear masks, of course, like I just mentioned. There will be a virtual line there will be virtual lines on a number of attractions. Single rider option is no longer available. All menus will be one-time use disposable papers, so the menus that they hand out to people, so it's like, oh, here, take a look at our menu, stuff like that. Once you grab it, it's gonna basically that's yours. You just throw it away. Mobile ordering food will be available at all locations, so that's good. I just wonder that how will they do that for like the carts? Because I know like the carts that have soda or like a snack or something like that, there's no way to mobile order. You have to actually stand in line. Let me just go ahead and reply to Ash real quick.
We have invited medical professionals to be present to either providing
and that was basically the biggest proposal. And of course, they wanted to do it on June 5th. They did mention in the beginning that June 1st and 2nd will be kind of like a test run for the cast members to kind of make sure everything works properly. But June 5th is the set proposal date for reopening. They did vote on the proposal, I guess, being submitted. I guess that's what the I thing was, which I think was really dumb how they did it. But, I mean, they did it. So I guess right now we just got to see if everything gets approved. And if it does, then, of course, the first Florida theme park to open will be Universal Studios on June 5th. Unless Disney World or SeaWorld says we're going to open before. So we're still waiting on them. Right now they're talking about all this other attraction stuff, which is like bowling, karting and games, face amusement. I guess these are like spots, like family places that you can go to in Florida. I haven't heard of any of these mostly because I've never lived in Florida, so I don't know. But a lot of, wow.
I'm not sure whether that should be the same procedure followed.
So a lot of these are planning to reopen as of today. There's one place that's set to open today, and then tomorrow, the next day, and then subsequently. Geez, I would not have expected that. That's crazy. As far as Seaworld, I don't know what their opening plans are yet. I'm hoping that they go ahead and talk about it soon because this like conference meeting has been dragging. Like literally, I've been watching this for the last like 2.5 hours, just waiting for this announcement. And for what's opening today, it's called Face Amusement Group. I'm assuming it's probably like a small place, kind of like a Camelot, maybe like a golf land, because it's not like an actual theme park, or maybe it's like it's a place where kids can go and have fun, kind of like Adventureland here in Anaheim. Yeah, I don't know what any of that stuff is, but to be perfectly honest, it doesn't even matter. Like we're all here for the theme parks. I think we can all collectively agree on that. We're all here for the theme parks. All right, let's see if there's any updates for what's coming up next.
Thank you, John. You are now recognized.
Hi, good afternoon, and thank you again, Mr. Chairman. So the county had reviewed, there's a few slides here, if we could go back to those.
All right, they're still talking about the same thing. Did Tinkerbell, did Disney announce that they're not going to do their plans today? If so, that's going to be really annoying because everybody else is going to do their plans. But I think a lot of people had said that they're going to let the other theme parks be their guinea pigs. So I guess we'll see. That is definitely a move Disney would do. They don't want they don't want to be the ones to do any wrong moves. They'd rather learn from the wrong moves from somebody else and then go ahead and just kind of move on from there. It was confirmed yesterday, I think. Yeah, I think they decided not to announce anything. Dang. Well, I think it froze again for you guys. I don't know why it's doing that. That's weird. Well, if they don't announce it, oh well, at least we have an update from Universal and then possibly SeaWorld. They don't want to be the ones to mess up. Exactly. Is it lagging for you guys? I don't know if it's just lagging for me on my computer or if it's lagging for you guys too. I'm going to go ahead and drop this here. Maybe this will help. I mean, I just upped my internet, so it should not give me any issues. Oh, another thing that they talked about for not like me. Okay, it goes in and out. All right. Well, if it's lagging, I'm sorry. Another thing that they talked about for Universal for cast members was how they're gonna allow the cast members to take their costumes home. And I was unaware that Universal didn't do that already, which is weird. So it is lagging? All right, give me 1 sec. Let me see if I can do something. Let's see if this makes it better. If it does, great. If it doesn't, then I'm going to have a conversation with Spectrum. All right. From what I can see, it's looking good on my side. Hopefully it's looking good on your guys' side. If I can just get a chat test real quick so you guys can let me know how it's coming in. Because I'm not seeing anything come through now. Oh, great. Okay, I see one chat from Jen. I hope they don't penalize their employees if they do a light temperature and are sent home. Okay, perfect. I'm glad it's working. I think there's a little bit of delay, so that's the only thing. So if you guys, type something in the chat and I miss it or whatever, then that's the only problem. Universal got washer and dryers. I'm assuming they have it. That's how they wash the costumes. But from what they said, I mean, they're gonna let cast members take the clothes home. So that means that it's their responsibility to wash it. So I mean, I feel like that's a lot of pressure especially for a job where they give you the clothes to wear. It's like, oh, now you have to wash your own clothes. But I mean, if they're doing it for precautionary measures, it's fine, I guess. Just look, Disney announced to CNBC they weren't giving their plans today. Damn it, Disney! Why you gotta do that to me? Well, if that's the case, then that's the case. If Disney doesn't do it today, then they don't do it today. But whenever they do, we'll make sure to give you guys the information and the updates. Kind of bummed. They better pay them more, yeah. No, you're not lagging. Okay. They offer a free cleaning service just like Disney. That's good.
Major task force, and then the mayor.
Yeah, all this stuff that they're talking about, it's so irrelevant. One thing that I don't, an extra 2 hours of pay to watch. That's actually a good idea. One thing that I don't enjoy about this conference that they're having is they don't like go from piece to piece of like importance. Like I really feel like if you're gonna talk about a theme park, you could stay on the theme park thing, and then you can go down to like all the other like low end stuff that people aren't as more eager to hear news about. Like for them to go from a huge theme park to like local amusement, it's like, why would you go that route? I don't know. I just think it's funny. Disney World has got to be in June. Can I get a quick shout out? What's up, Brian? I heard they're not going to penalize cast members and give them paid time off. God forbid someone has the virus. That's good. That's very, very good. You've always been able to take your costumes home working at Disney. I always wash my own costumes working home from Disney. Yeah, they just kind of announced that for Universal, so maybe Universal is taking that idea from Disney and now implementing it for their cast members. Let's see. Lori, there has been no announcement yet. Disneyland will reopen in July. At this point, guys, nobody knows. I mean, Disney wants to keep everything hush-hush. I understand. But yeah, I don't think Disney's going to be opening up in June, like Disney World. And I don't think Disneyland is going to be opening up until like, I want to say like fall. So maybe like August or September. And that's a hard pill to swallow. That is a very hard pill to swallow because that's a hard pill to swallow because one, it's summertime for, mostly everybody, and no kids are going to be able to go to Disneyland and enjoy their summer. Like, I'm pretty sure like a lot of families do. So that's the only thing that's a huge bummer for them. Denise, thanks Chris for taking the time to do this. Of course, thank you. Appreciate the super chat. Much appreciated. But yeah, I think it's gonna be a sad summer for those who are fans of Disney because I don't think it's gonna open up until after summer. I think they're gonna be really, really eager to keep guests safe rather than make money. That's also why they're doing the phases where they're gonna do shopping and stuff before they actually do the theme parks. So Downtown Disney will probably open before Disneyland, just the way they did Disney Springs instead of Disney World. Hold on, real quick here. I gotta give you a blast. Thank you, Denise, for the super chat.
All right,
All right, let me turn this back down again before these old men blow out my ears.
Very good. Thank you so far, gentlemen. Anyone else who'd like to recuse themselves?
Let's see what they're gonna go ahead and announce next.
And I declare conflict also.
Approve
Very well, thank you.
small attraction reopening plans as
Anyone else
presented.
who would like to recuse
Okay, that's a
themselves
recommendation.
from the call?
Next.
Further discussion on the motion.
Next slide.
All right, hearing no further discussion on the motion, as well as hearing from those who recuse
Super
themselves.
chat from Diego. Thanks, Chris, for everything you do. You rock. Thank you so much, bro. Here comes a little super chat. Hey, Ross, on for you. Wait, hold on. Let me turn that up.
And those who are not,
Whoa.
we'll begin by asking
Sir,
for the vote.
You
to
are
approve.
ruining my super chat moment. Thank you. Thank you, Diego. Much appreciated for the super chat donation.
Any members of the task force would like to recommend?
Chris, do you think theme parks will reopen under CA's phase 3 or 4?
Nay.
What is technically phase 3? Is phase 3 like what Disney Springs is doing? Is that what the phase 3 is? Because I actually am not paying too much attention to the phases. So if you can educate me on that, Carlos, that'd be fantastic. Xavier, I don't know how to whistle. Like, that's probably the best kind of whistle I can do. That's about it, though. What's up, Quinn City?
We are going to be updated by county staff on CARES funding for small businesses. So we're joined today by Eric Economic
Well, they're talking about small businesses. So, guys, I think at this point, we're probably just going to move on from this conversation because they... Whoa! Super chat from Jeremy Weingard. Thumbs up in the chat. Thank you so much, Jeremy. Let me hit you with a fat Rass horn real quick and give you a volume adjust. Thank you so much for that super chat. Much appreciated, Jeremy. Really, really appreciate that. Thank you so much. Yeah, what phase is it? Oh, we got another super chat from Danny. Get that Funko video done, homie. Danny, don't you dare flame me, but here you go. Much appreciated. Thank you so much for the super chat. But as far as this council meeting, I don't think there's going to be many more important details that are going to pop up, especially since Disney is announcing that, or has announced that they're not going to announce, which makes no sense. I think they're going to definitely use Universal Studios and every other theme park as a guinea pig so they can learn from their mistakes. Dude, you pronounced my name right. Yeah, fantastic. I'm happy to hear that. I'm glad. I hate when I mess people's names up. But I think they're going to definitely use them as a guinea pig so they can learn from their mistakes and, you know, protect guests and cast members more. And but I think what they're going to do is they're going to follow the exact same situation that Shanghai Disneyland is doing. Super chat from Barbara. Hold on, Barbara. Let me lower the volume on this because we don't want to hear the old man talking anymore. And we're going to hit you with the... Thank you so much, Barbara, for that super chat. Much appreciated. Thank you so much for the support. Wait, I got here late. Where's this info coming from, Chris? It's coming from a government council meeting in Florida. They're streaming it online. And they announced Universal Studios is being presented to open on June 5th. And they're going to be doing testing of the opening on June 1st and 2nd for cast members only. They already talked about how they're going to do temperature checks for guests and cast members upon arrival. Everyone must wear a mask to enter the park, and if you don't have a mask, they will provide one to you. There will be virtual lines for a number of attractions. Single rider option is no longer available. And all menus will be one-time use, so if you are provided an actual menu, you go ahead and just dispose of it when you're done. You don't give it back to nobody. And mobile ordering will be available for all locations. So that is Universal Studios, Florida. So Orlando, nothing here in LA yet. And I thought that they were going to talk about the Walt Disney World plans, but apparently they announced that they're not going to do it, which is a huge bummer because everybody wants to hear what is going to happen with Disney. Carlos, I'm sorry if I missed your... Oh, here we go. Yeah, Phase 3 is reopening of higher risk workplaces, so like movie theaters, personal care, and other big gatherings. What are we technically at here in like LA and Orange County? What phase are we in? Because I know like my barber shop is still technically open, but I'm only able to set up appointments. So, I mean, that's personal care, right? I know movie theaters are still closed. Big gatherings obviously are not happening. Isn't Disney going to host the NBA? Like basketball? We're still in phase... Wait. We're still in phase 1? Or phase 2? I believe phase 3 is malls, dining restaurants, and park. Theme parks are end of phase 4. Got it. I think the all call is phase 1 technically. We're in the never opening again phase. But we're teased to move into phase 3 like real soon. Oh, okay. So we are in phase 2. And then let me go back to your actual question, Carlos, because I already forgot it. I'm sorry. Chris, do you think theme parks reopen under... well, from everything that they're talking about and from all the news and all the updates and everything that's been going on, I think theme parks are going to be one of the last things to open because I feel theme parks are a much higher risk place than anything else. But the thing is, I mean, it's really going to be up to people who run, you know, the operations for everything. Because if it's not up to the guests have no say into this. And you know, or we can voice our opinion, we can voice our complaints, and we can voice how much we want something, but it's not up to us. We're not going to get it. It's whatever they decide and whatever they feel is safer. Let's see. I got some comments here. Disneyland considered phase 4. NorCal is phase 2. Napa has restaurants open for dining now. Well, that's good news. The plan right now is the Walt Disney World is the front runner to be home base for NBA season resumes. I didn't even know about that. See, that's how not into sports I am. Sorry, Rudy. Theme parks could be phase 3, but with heavy restrictions. Possibly. Hold on, let me reply to Ashley real quick. Okay, so we are prepping for phase 3. Apparently, I think that's what we're doing. They shouldn't be open to the public yet. It should only be pass holders. Well, technically, Chris, we are the public. But I think that's also a move that people are going to be very, very against because it's a huge separation of the people. It's like, yeah, you can come to Disneyland if you buy an annual pass. It's like, it's such a Hold on one sec. I think that's such a separation of people saying, you know, if you have a 1 day ticket or if you have a park hopper 3 day or whatever, you can't come in. You can only use it. You can only come in if you have a annual pass. So I don't think they would do that. Yeah, people would riot for sure. There are boxing events happening already, but with empty an arena, in an empty arena. Yeah, I heard about that. I heard about like sports having their events happening, but with no crowd. So like baseball games happening, but nobody in the stands. Basketball games happening, but nobody in the stands. You know, I think that's a great idea for the people that are going to be like the athletes, and people are still able to enjoy the fact that there is a game being presented to them, but they won't be able to experience it firsthand. So I think a lot of people are also going to be opposed to the idea. But I mean, a step in the right direction is a step in the right direction. You know, for all the people that are dying because they don't get any sports, I mean, if you're able to watch sports on TV versus not getting sports at all, I think everybody's going to just decide to watch sports on TV when it comes to that. No information about Walt Disney World at all, actually. They decided not to provide an update on what they're going to do when they're talking about all the Florida theme parks today on the council meeting. Great. I'm just curious if Disney's going to make that pickup delivery service for food and merchandise they questioned some APs about. That would be fantastic if they offered that. But another thing I would say is I think a lot of people are going to not go with it because one, most of the stuff they already released recipes for, so you can just make it at home for food, and people can just literally go home, get the recipes, or I'm sorry, they can just go to the store, pick up the ingredients, go home, look up the recipes, and actually do it. So they don't have to worry about the actual food. Unless somebody's really prone to be like, I need my Disney food, which might be Ashley with her baked potato. I'm just kidding. As far as the merch, if people are so worried and eager to buy merch from like Disneyland or Disney or shop, I already forgot the name of it, World of Disney, that they're gonna risk being out in a sort of public area where other people may be, I think they need to definitely check with their priorities. Like honestly, if you're gonna sacrifice your health to buy a pair of ears, you need to get yourself checked because that is an extremely dumb move. And if anybody disagrees with me, I'm sorry. That's just my opinion. That's my opinion. But that's just what I think about that. So if you think that merch is more important than your health and safety, then I think you need to reevaluate your priorities. As far as the food, like I mentioned, most of the stuff you can just make at home, except the churros. But yeah, apparently you can buy the churros at Smart and Final, like the actual Disneyland churros. So if you really want that, you can. I mean, like I said, it's just a freaking churro. Who cares? You can also, yeah, you can get merch online. Like almost everything that they sell at the parks is online. Hey, Chris, sorry, I came with opening date. Opening date for Universal Studios Florida is June 5th. But that's all they've announced so far. Lately, they've been talking about business grants and opening small attraction stuff at Florida, which nobody freaking cares about. So I really think they need to just talk about the big stuff and then have a separate date for the little things. Like literally. I care about the churros, Chris. I care. Listen here, Danny. You can go buy your churros at Smart and Final, okay? Or Sam's Club, whichever ones that they have it at. Some have a very privileged way of thinking. I've noticed that, and I think Disney fans are the biggest people to feel like they are very privileged. And you know, I'm a Disney fan, so I might feel a little privileged too. But you know, things happen. Let's see here. What did Raquel say? I love Disney and have been AP holder for years, but some AP holders have very strange priorities. I agree with you. Yeah, like there's been so many times where like they come out with a brand new Funko Pop, and I used to be like, oh, I gotta get there at like 4 a.m. to stand in line. Man, I'm not gonna do that no more. There's no way. Like honestly, I'd rather just pay the extra money for somebody who's gonna be there and do that, and just buy it from them separately. Like I've realized that my like sleep and my like health is way more important than a piece of plastic. or for anybody who gets ears, a piece of fabric. June 5th is really soon, considering California parks are closed at the same time Florida parks. Yeah, as far as them being open, that's basically them being open, I believe, in 2 weeks. I don't have a calendar in front of me. Let me see if I can pull it up on my laptop. Let's see, calendar. So today is the 21st. So technically, they would be opening up in 2 weeks. 2 weeks, they would open up in Florida for Universal Studios. That's very, very soon. But again, that is proposed, so I don't know if they're actually going to do it or not. I guess we'll see once the update comes out. But yeah, there's some evidence for Paint the Night return at some point after Disneyland's reopening. If that's the case, it's definitely needed because Disneyland's going to need something to make people happy at this point. Because Marissa, don't mess with me, Disney. Inside Disney. Let's see. I wouldn't even trust buying food in the park until there's a vaccine. That's a good way of thinking if you want to protect yourself, definitely. Let's see. But apparently Florida's doing better than CA. Yeah, supposedly from what they said, that Florida has not seen any significant increases in cases and deaths when it came to the coronavirus. Or hopefully me saying that doesn't demonetize the video. Apparently YouTubers are being demonetized for saying that. So hopefully it doesn't do that. But yeah, that's something that they're saying. So possibly that's another reason why they're doing Florida first. Huge Disney fan. I want the full magic experience, so I will wait until it's safe to go. That's a great way of thinking there, Chrissy. Fantastic way of thinking. Disneyland is going to be there. It's not going anywhere. Once it opens, it's going to be open. It's going to be open. As long as nothing else happens, it's going to be open. Oh, my God. Let's see. Missing Disneyland so much. A lot of people are, Lori. Definitely a lot of people are with you in that boat. Let's see. I think the stay-at-home order was lifted earlier, and they don't have as many regulations as us here. I believe it. I did the Funko hunt once. Got there early, super pumped. 2 weeks later, they were everywhere. That is the biggest annoyance when it comes to the Funko Pops, Jeremy, because I know that exact feel for sure. Let's see. Oh, my God. Yes. When can we do this again? That's ridiculous. The Funko Pop for Indiana Jones were still in stock when the parks closed, and there was a lot. Glad I did not go to get that one. Will the Duoo be at Disneyland as soon as they open? Honestly, that is a conversation that has come up a lot, and I don't know for sure. Just because I would love to be there. I would love to be there to stream for you guys, to do live streams, to do updates, stuff like that. But it's also the fact that I'd be risking my health because I know Ashley wouldn't go. I don't think Ashley will go unless there's like some type of vaccine that magically protects you from this. Then I don't think Ashley will be going. But for me, I feel like I would go, but it's a toss up because like I really want to go so I can be there and experience the magic again and show you guys what it's like on opening day with all the restrictions that are probably going to pop up. But then again, do I risk possibly getting sick from this thing? So that's the only thing that's like me kind of being stuck in the middle between. Let's see. I don't know if you saw, Chris, but anyone who bought those special ticket offers from the past few months, those expiration dates have been extended to December 2021. Oh, so like the special event nights, they've all been the expirations to December 2021, Rudy. I see the floats every day when I go to work the past 2 years. What? Really? For saying what? Saying what? Am I missing something? I'm sorry, it's delayed, guys, so I might be missing what you guys are saying. I drizzle my churro caramel caramel with then sprinkles. That sounds fantastic. I miss the Ohana restaurant, the Polynesian. I think, did we go there? I don't think we went there. Wait, no, we did go there. That place was good. Some Disney YouTubers I watch feel entitled to go to Disneyland and don't want to wear a mask or trying to find loopholes. Those are the kind of people that I can't like fathom. Like if a company is telling you, hey, if you want to come and enjoy our business, you need to follow our rules. And if you're trying to find a loophole to make yourself more comfortable, I don't agree with that. I really think that you should just follow it. And if you can't follow it because whatever it is, if you have a medical condition or whatever, then don't go. Don't go. If you can't use a mask because you can't breathe because you have some type of issue with your respiratory system, then don't go. then don't go. It's so obvious. It doesn't make any sense for you to go and try to find a loophole to not wear a mask and keep yourself as well as everybody else possibly safe in case you do have something. Like, just don't put yourself in a situation where, one, you're gonna get all the security and stuff like that on you for not wearing your mask, and two, okay, we're trying to do a face call with Daniel. I think that was a joke or an accident. Um, like, you're gonna run the risk of you getting kicked out by security, you getting in trouble by security, you possibly getting banned if you're not gonna listen to the rules and stuff like that. Like, I don't think it's a smart move. I really don't think it's a smart move. Let me go back to the comments have been coming in pretty hot. So, needing my Rise of Resistance fix. Well, it's a good thing that they have that on YouTube, so you can kind of watch those videos. I'm just glad people are being safe. Wait, I'm still stuck on. Oh my God, Marissa, you paint the night. When are they doing to open? I miss Disneyland. There's no word on it being open, unfortunately. We would all love to be the first day, but it all depends on how things are and when they decide to open. Yeah, exactly, Danny. Let's see. Oh, I miss Ashley. Yeah, I miss Ashley too. I miss her every day when she goes to work. Like the special SoCal multi-ticket offers. Oh, I got you, Rudy. I see what you're saying. Well, that's good. For anybody that bought those tickets, they were supposed to expire, I think, at the end of May. They're not going to expire now. If we're just me, I go with when it first opens, but I have a family and I can't be selfish about it. It's a conversation that's been on and off for weeks in my house. Jeremy, every time we go live, whether it's on YouTube, Twitch, Instagram, that is the number one question we get. Are you guys going to go when Disneyland opens? We don't know. So I feel your pain, man. Before they shut down, I would have said I would have been the first in line. Quarantine put things into perspective, and now I think I want to wait until restrictions are put in place. Disney is not essential. Raquel, that is a fantastic comment. I think that is a great comment. Thank you for that. I've also heard that people in Shanghai take Tylenol if they have a temp. It goes down by the time they get to the gates. That's so bad. That is terrible. I can't believe people would do that. Oh my God. And if there is a reservation system. Oh, Chris, I think I missed another one of your comments. Did you see? Oh, there we go. Did you see that family grilling hot dogs at Disney Springs? I did, and I thought that was one. I laughed at the stupidity behind that. I laughed at that. I thought that was extremely dumb. And then the fact that I think the kids were all like this, like super close. But I mean, if they all live together, then they're all basically breathing the same air. But I just thought that was really dumb. One, because how did they get that stuff inside the park to begin with? Like an open flame type of thing to grill hot dogs. Like, that makes no sense. And two, it's like, what made you think that was a good idea? Like, I don't understand. Let's see. I was going to create share on cut up here. Seriously, there's a reservation. Oh, yeah. Can't believe someone would be that cruel. Tell her her makeup was cute today. I definitely will, Danny. Thank you. Some people just don't care. Shanghai apparently removed the requirement for masks. Really? I did not hear about that, Carlos. There's no security checkpoint there. Oh, there isn't? Wait. Oh, for Disney Springs? I didn't realize. Oh, because that makes sense. Because the parks are not like downtown Disney the way it is to us here in Anaheim, right? So it's not like that, I would assume. Apparently they did, but if they did, then it was temporary. Well, that's crazy. I would not expect the Shanghai Disney to be like, yeah, we're gonna get rid of the mask situation. What day is Disney World to open? They didn't announce it. Disney is keeping it hush hush because they want to use Universal as guinea pigs so they can learn from their mistakes, and they don't want to mess up themselves. But guys, this has been going on for an hour. They have yet to talk about anything else important to all of us here. So if there's any updates, I'll go ahead and just do a live stream later tonight or today talking about it. Thank you guys for being here for the Universal Studios update. I'm sorry it wasn't Disney World or anything like that. But I appreciate you guys being here. Appreciate everybody who donated for the super chats. I'll go ahead and give you guys one more hit of the... Appreciate your guys' time, effort, of course, as the donations. But once again, if there's any updates that we received from this super boring council, I think everybody's leaving. Oh, well, it's over. Well, Perfect timing. They went on for an hour and they didn't talk about anything that was important when it came to Walt Disney World. Fantastic. But regardless, guys, thank you guys so much. We appreciate your love. We appreciate your support. And if you haven't already, make sure to give the video a thumbs up. Go ahead and click that thumbs up button itself. It helps the video a lot. Comment something after the video is up and actually in the comment section, just so in case people have any other questions they can ask. Other than that, though, we'll see you guys later. We love you. Catch you on the flippy whippy. Bye, guys.